Welcome to a day in my life as a Twitter employee. So this past week went to SF for the first time at a Twitter office, badged in. Honestly, took a moment to just soak everything in. What a blessing. Also started my morning off with an iced matcha from the perch. Then I had a meeting, so quickly scheduled one of these little pod rooms, which were so cool. They're literally noise canceling. Took my meeting, got ready for lunch. Look how delicious this food looks. Oh my goodness, I was so overwhelmed. Then made my way down to this log cabin area. I don't know what this is, but it was really cool. I played some foosball with my friends to kind of unwind a bit. Also found this really cool meditation room that I thought was super neat. I didn't do any yoga, but they have this yoga room if you are a yogi, so also thought that was really cool. Had a couple more meetings in the afternoon, had a ton of projects that we needed to knock out. Say hey to my teammates. Went to the library to kind of get some more work done. Obviously had to have our afternoon coffee, so made some espresso. And then before leaving for the day, had some red wine that's on tap. Went up to the rooftop and just honestly enjoyed the beautiful weather. So awesome trip.
What an incredible video. It felt more like it was an all-inclusive resort or a cruise ship. All the breakfast bars and lunch bars and the yoga room and the wine on tap at an office. You don't normally see that. You know, I once visited the Twitter HQ here in Toronto, Canada, and it was luxurious. It was nothing like what we just saw there. Apparently, they spent $13 million a year just on food. It's just incredible. Needless to say, that employee is no longer there, according to Elon Musk. He gave her and thousands more the heave-ho, people who were sort of like barnacles on the ship. They weren't computer engineers who built the code. They were part of, the engagement teams or the community standards teams or the UN policy enforcement. There are all these political barnacles that were slowing down the ship of Twitter. Well, what's interesting about Elon Musk buying Twitter and taking it private, he's the boss, and he doesn't have to answer to the SEC or to a board in the normal way that a publicly traded company would. He can make bolder decisions that would have a rebellion amongst shareholders if he was publicly traded. But I think the funnest thing about Elon Musk is not only that he is a true disruptor, but that he is tweeting it in real time. He's using his forum, Twitter, to talk about Twitter and how he changes Twitter. There's so many layers to it. It's amazing. But we have a small connection to this story. Not only do we love to use Twitter, and, I think we love it too much sometimes. It's a bit addictive. But one of our rebels, who is extremely online, as the kids say, has established a personal rapport with Elon Musk himself. I'm not saying they're close friends. But when our writer, Miles Cheong, tweets about Twitter and Elon Musk, well, more often than not, Elon Musk personally replies. It's actually very exciting. And joining us now via Skype is Miles Cheong. Ian, great to see you again, and congratulations, not just on your work for Rebel News, but you are engaging with one of the richest, smartest, most consequential men in the world right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it feels like a privilege in a lot of ways. I mean, I wouldn't say this about just anyone. I've had a lot of celebrities interact with me. I couldn't care less. They're just anybody, But Elon Musk, he is a once in a lifetime human being. And I know I sing his praises a lot. Some people have called me out on it. They're like, oh, why are you cheerleading him so much? I'm like, well, have you ever met anyone like Elon Musk? I mean, look at what he's doing for humanity. You may not agree with all the things he's doing. You may not agree with his handling of Twitter, which some might say is very disorganized. But let's face it, he's getting results. I mean, it took Twitter how long to crack down on child sexual exploitation? I mean, they never did, right? 10 plus years, they didn't do anything. Antifa, 5 years, they didn't do anything. And he steps in within 2 weeks, he gets rid of all of this. Well,
yeah, that's a good point. And he may look chaotic, but he's always had sort of a controversial style. But look what he's built. SpaceX, the most successful space company, is not NASA. It's a private company. Look at Tesla. I mean, I have my opinions on electric cars, but as he repeatedly says, he never asked for grants. That was GM and his other competitors. He's made his patents open source. Like, the guy is an ideas man. like you say, some of his ideas might be a bit unusual. He wants us all to go to Mars. He's got a Neuralink plan that I don't quite understand about transhumanism. So, I want to be careful of blind spots too, but the man he is a decider, he is a doer, and it would be foolish to bet against him. And here's what I like about your engagements with him. You're not turning into a fanboy. You and I sort of are fans of his, but you are, I can see what you're doing. You're actually trying to make substantive suggestions, arguments. Like you're not just, hey, give me a high five. Let me give you an example. Here's one tweet that I thought was interesting. As you know, everyone's trying to fight Twitter now. Celebrities are noisily saying they quit. Some companies say they're going to quit their advertising. I think it was NBC who briefly quit using it as a Oh, you know what? Let me play a really great clip from the White House. A Fox reporter asking the White House, well, you're criticizing Elon Musk and saying you're keeping an eye on Twitter. Do you plan to stop using Twitter? This was a great exchange, and of course they don't plan to stop using it. Here, take a quick look at this.
On another subject, when are you guys going to delete the White House Twitter account?
Why would we do that?
Well, you're saying that you're keeping an eye on Twitter because it might not be a suitable platform, so why use it?
Look, I want to be very clear here. The president has always said, and he has been very, very clear in his belief that it is important of social media platforms to continue to take steps to reduce hate speech and misinformation. And will continue to say that. But media platforms make independent choices about their information that they present. And so, look, I don't have anything to share on any policy or any changes that we will be making. We have multiple platforms, as you know, that we utilize to communicate with the American people.
What a great question. People who say, I'm quitting Twitter. It's like those Democrats when Trump won who said, I'm moving to America. I'm moving to Canada. That's exactly right. Anyways, let me read this is one of your tweets just a few days ago. Let me read it and his reply, and I'd love you to talk a bit about this. So Ian said, the establishment media is angry at Elon Musk because Twitter is no longer under the control of the establishment and its activist allies. He implemented meritocratic policies and fired their friends who worked at Twitter. The public can now openly question the narrative. Now, that tweet was very popular, and Elon Musk just wrote one word back. He said, yep. Now, I'm not saying that's a deep discussion, but he's obviously reading you and paying attention and thinking about things, and he's saying, what that guy said. That's pretty cool.
It sums it up, right? Because, I mean, that's exactly why they're afraid of him. They have lost control of the narrative. They have lost control of a platform that they use to organize, that they use to push their views, and they, quote unquote, fact check anyone who disagrees with it, including us.
That's an excerpt from my show every night. It's called the Ezra Levant Show. That's me, Ezra Levant. You can see the whole thing behind our paywall. Well, there's a lot of goodies behind there. I do a show every weeknight. My friends Sheila Gunn Reid and David Menzies and Nat and Kat have their shows too. You get a ton of content for just $8 a month. There's so much in there you won't find anywhere else. Go to rebelnewsplus.com.